I think the Jewish community needs to be informed, and I think the Jewish Week plays a unique role in that we are covering a community, and yet we're also part of that community. So I think in a lot of, when we think of general daily newspapers, they're out there covering the community at large, and so I think that aspect of journalism we have as well. But I think there's an additional element that we're part of that community ourselves. We care about it, and sometimes that creates difficulties. There's a thin line between, being a critic and a cheerleader, and sometimes you feel like you're straddling that line. But I think there's a key and vital need for a Jewish newspaper that can be professional in its approach and be as inclusive as possible and covering as much of the community as possible. We have a very large and passionate Jewish community in New York, and it has enough critical mass in each of its pieces, religious, political, ideological, that they sometimes might not have to deal with each other. I think the value of a Jewish newspaper that reaches all of those segments is that it's a place where they can all meet in effect and argue with each other at times in a civil way, but that would be the central place for it to happen. And in addition, I think it's a mirror to the community in some respects, and there's some things we like to look and see in the mirror about how we're acting, what we're doing, that gives us great pride. And sometimes there are difficult stories that we cover as well that are not always the most popular stories we do, but I think also serve an important element in terms of letting the community self-reflect and examine about what are the real issues that need to be addressed.